We have a very wide variety of products on our list. Every horse out there deserves to have the health. And there's getting to be more and more people that don't have the ability to have land. It's up to us as horse owners to put that variety back in their system. And that's what we provide in a package is variety.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to have you guys back here. I hope you enjoyed the last sessions. Yes, we're super excited to have you back. We have a wonderful guest here, Courtney DeHoff. Say hello to everybody.
Hi, hello.
So we're going to talk to Courtney in a bit, but before we do that, just want to recap a couple things already. We've already had one great giveaway today. We have 4 more, including here after we wrap up with Courtney. So again, this is a little bit longer session than it was yesterday, about 30 minutes, and then you'll get into some of the other stuff, the other breakout sessions that we're having after this. But once again, just want to say thank you guys so much as we wrap up Magnacon. We still have a whole half day left, but just everyone's been tuning in, asking the great questions. Everyone here in person has been coming in and been great. And again, we're just trying to grow this whole PMF movement, educate you guys, give you the tools you need so you can be more successful as practitioners, business owners, or even just more successful using it on yourself, your family, your dog, your cat, your horse, your bull.
Your bull.
Top dollar.
Top dollar.
Right. So again, however, I have to bring it up. Today's not the last day, but you have to Sunday at midnight to take advantage of these deals, right? They're just going to go away. I'm not extending them. I'm not going to do it. I know Elaine will probably try to make me do it, but no, we're not doing it. So Dom will put up some machines and some pricing to kind of make sure that you guys get you those discounts. But we have some really good discounts. We have the inline machines. So take advantage of that. And again, if you have any questions about that, pop it into the chat and we can answer them right here, right now. Call your product specialist, call your CCM, whomever. We will take the call. We will answer with you. We'll get back to you. So anyway, we have Courtney with us, and we're super stoked about it. I hope everyone that's looking at today was able to see her keynote. That was on Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so she did a great job. A wonderful story. And before I start asking her questions, just, if you don't know the name Wally Funk, go Google her and read the story. And what was the name of the Netflix series?
It's called Mercury 13.
Yeah, so man, woman, whatever.
Yeah.
You got to check this story out. It's amazing. It's inspirational. And it's something that I don't think a lot of Americans know about.
Yeah.
But I think it's something every American should know about because it's such a great story.
Yeah, absolutely, it is. Look it up. Watch the documentary on Netflix. It's entertaining. It's fun. It highlights this incredible group of women who were essentially that's who they tested to see if women could ever maybe be qualified for space flight because women were not allowed to be astronauts. And Wally has a cool story, so go check it out.
Absolutely. So before we hop into the questions for Courtney directly, why don't you just give us the elevator pitch? Who is Courtney?
Oh,
why are you
no
here?
Pressure.
And what's the background?
Yeah, the elevator pitch. So I grew up in agriculture. I grew up in sort of the rodeo world, the show cattle world,
right.
And a 5th-generation ranch kid. From Kansas, I live in Texas now. But yeah, have always had sort of elite animals, whether it was barrel horses or now cutting horses or now bulls.
Yes.
But yeah, you talk about how did I first discover maybe MagnaWave or the PEMF and how did I get into that? It was really Top Dollar that sort of started that. And my partners, Katie Perchbacher and Laramie Wilson, they started using a machine on him, on our bull. And, he just continued to rise in the PBR, and he's sort of to the point now where like he just sees it coming, and Katie can basically put it on him in the pasture, and yeah, he loves it. And so I thought, man, we need to get one of these in our cutting barn, and you know, it's just gone from there. I've already done some shopping. I bought another machine. My mom has texted me. She goes, Go, buy me. I need to buy me a machine. Send me the receipt. Do you think they'll have it here tomorrow? I said, probably not. They're a little busy, but you know, I really believe in what it's doing, and I've learned so much here at Magnacon. It's incredible.
So speaking of that, so you're obviously fifth generation. You've been around bulls, horses, rodeo, cutting, all that stuff. You kind of just leaned into it about your first encounter with PMF, but really what made you take it seriously? What was that moment where you were like, this isn't some hocus pocus voodoo. This is the real deal.
Yeah, for sure. You know, honestly, like I would have to say the PBR, the professional bull riders, because not only were the elite, the best stock contractors in the world using it, but the bull riders were using it. And I literally, the first thing I saw when I walked downstairs on Wednesday morning was that picture of John Crimmer, the current, the brand new PBR world champion. And so I tagged him in it, and he messaged back, and he's like, oh, I love Magnaway. Magnaway's the best.
Are you telling me bull riders get injured?
Why? Yeah, sometimes I watch and I'm like, okay, you know, we want Top Dollar, we want him to buck well, we want them to ride, we want it all, and I'm like, just please, no. Why would you do that?
I know.
Why?
It's crazy.
If anyone needs a Magnaway machine, it is every bull rider in America, in the world.
In the world,
yes.
Absolutely. Cool. So, speaking of Top Dollar, so if you guys don't know, Top Dollar is your bull, right? That you said you weren't going to buy, and then naturally you have a top 10 bull.
7 years later, 8 years, 7 years later, here we are.
And how much does he weigh?
So he's about 1400, which always surprises people because when they meet him, they're like, oh, but he's you know, here, but he's this wide.
Yeah.
You know, he's like the announcers like to joke. He's 4 feet wide.
But he's one of the best bulls on the circuit.
Yeah,
right
he's
now,
a big boy. He we finished in the top 15 in the world this year in the PBR, and he's been invited to the PBR World Finals every year, which really is an incredible, you know, feat.
Yeah.
And he is, as far as Top Dollar is concerned, I think he thinks the PBR is put on for his benefit.
Well, absolutely.
When he arrives, he's like, yes, hello, I have arrived at my event.
I'm
Thank
Top
you.
Dollar, I'm
you know,
here.
yeah, the camera crews. I mean, it's like sometimes I'm almost embarrassed. I'm like, okay, like you are here to do a job. You know, stop hobnobbing with people, please. Yeah.
Well, it's because he feels so relaxed because of PMF.
Yeah, of course.
So on an animal like that, again, we're talking about a top bull, a top athlete, if you will. Like, what does recovery and maintenance look like for Top Dollar, and just how does Magnaway fit into that routine?
Yeah, for sure. You know, there's so many things too that like people don't think about. You know, Top Dollar is, I think his average buck off time is like 2.8 seconds or something. So when you think about it, not really a very hard day at work, 2.8 seconds. But then when you watch the replays and things on CBS, you see the power and the level at which they're doing it. But you also have to consider, like, Top Dollar lives in Oklahoma. He went to Madison Square Garden. He's been in Fort Worth. So even the travel, I think that it really helps the recovery, you know, even just the travel and going to and from events. And but yeah, you know, Katie she has the big wings and just sort of starts it on his top line and moves it down, and he just lays there and is happy as a clam and loves it.
So personal, 2.8 seconds. Is it 8 seconds the most they want to go?
Yeah. So it's 8 seconds to the whistle, and you know, people always ask me, they're like, so do you want the rider to buck off, right? And I'm like, no, not necessarily, because the bull and the rider are both scored up to 50 points for a combined score. If the rider falls off, Top Dollar still gets a score.
Right.
So, you know, there's a Bull of the Year race as well.
Yeah.
So those bulls are competing for a world title, just like the cowboys are competing for a world title. And some of the best bulls in the world, they ride all the time. And then Top Dollar, they don't ride all that often because Top Dollar's smart. Top Dollar doesn't have a pattern. Sometimes he comes out and goes to the right, sometimes he goes to the left, which really annoys those poor bull riders.
Okay, again, guys, I'm sorry, I'm going off the subject here. I'm really excited about bulls now. But so how do you score a bull? Like, what makes a good bull a good bull? Like, what is the criteria?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So per the PBR, they're looking for things like intensity, spin, kick, height, and you think about it, it's hard to score a bull, I would think. I mean, these guys, these are the best judges in the world in 2.8 seconds. So, you know, as his mother, I don't call myself a stock contractor, as a bull mom, I'm like, maybe if, you know, if you guys could ride in 6 seconds, you know, it'd give him more time to show off a little bit. But that's just my personal opinion. I don't know if that's accurate. So,
okay, I got it. So, all right, again, I promise we'll move on to other stuff, but I have to know. So, can you train a bull to become more intense or to go left and right? Does that happen? Or is it just an innate thing that the bull has?
No, it's a really great question. So one of the things that we were really passionate about with Top Dollar is we wanted to really advocate for the sport. So the reason I agreed to even be a partner on a bull, I said, look, I'm going to video everything.
Sure.
From his yearling year, so he was a little baby, he was a little bit ugly, little scrawny white bull, through to his PBR career, and that's how he's created such a following. He's really become an advocate for the sport. But one thing that people don't know, it's bred into them. American Bucking Bull is actually his breed. That's a registered breed in the United States, one of the biggest, actually. So that innate sort of ability is already bred into him. And, you know, people see Top Dollar, and he's like lounging around, he's snacking, he's whatever, and they put him in the chute, and they put the flank rope on, which is just a soft cotton piece of rope.
Right.
It goes around his flanks. It doesn't touch anything else ever. That is a misconception. It goes on no
I
tighter.
always thought, I'm like, oh, the poor bull.
And that's a narrative that has been largely pushed by animal rights groups.
Right.
It goes on no tighter than you or I would wear a belt. And think of it like this. It's like when you put a harness on a working dog. They know it's time to work.
Go.
You put that flank on him, and he's ready.
Rock.
He does his 2.8 second thing, and then I'm not even kidding you. When he like bucks out, he swings his tail. I'm like, stop. That's offensive to the poor kid who is picking his teeth up out of the dirt. You know.
No. Well, I mean, he knows what's going on. He likes to show off a little bit.
But he's a great bull, and those bulls are elite athletes.
Yeah.
You know, they're getting all the modalities, all the treatments.
1,400 pounds flying through the air and kicking.
Can you imagine? Why would you want to ride one of those?
I mean, I know that I can't even jump in them.
Yeah.
So getting back into the whole thing of it, sorry again, guys, about that whole aside, but I'm really excited. I don't know anything about bulls, and I'm learning. So what would you say to someone in the ag community who is skeptical about PMF, right? Like you guys, you're practitioners, you guys hear it all the time, like, yeah, I've heard about it, whatever. Like, because I think we've been inundated to believe that surgery, you know, pills, prescriptions are the only way to fix it. And look, sometimes there's a necessary things, but for someone who's skeptical about PMF, what would you say, or what would if you tell yourself, 10 years ago or however long ago it was before you got in there? Like, what would you say?
You know, I think that's a really great question. When you think about people in the agriculture community, our most important sort of, to me at least, my opinion, your most important thing should always be the welfare of the animal. Animal welfare is what we're about,
100%.
right? Whether you're a rancher, whether you have horses, pigs, goats, sheep, chicken, whatever, you know. Animal welfare, why not?
Right.
Why would you not try something that's going to make your animal feel better, perform better, produce better? You know, I always tell, like, whether it's the bulls or the cutting horses or whatever, I try to explain it to people in this way when they're like, oh, you know, I don't know, or I come from the rodeo, but I don't know about rodeo. And I say, think about it this way. If we do not have these animals performing at their best, if they do not feel their best, we're not going to be successful, and then our livelihood is not sustainable. Right? And so I think if anyone, you know, if you're watching, you're like, how do I explain this to people? It's for the love of the animal.
Yeah,
you know, it's for the love of the animal. And I think also, look at what's happening in America. Look at the conversation that's sort of starting to happen in America with humans, right? We're starting to see the conversation of like, maybe more natural is the better, you know, maybe we shouldn't just take prescription after prescription after prescription. You know, I think there's sort of this narrative, at least with humans. I don't know if I feel like I've sort of noticed that just in the mainstream
100%.
media.
I think everyone could agree.
It's the same with animals. Like, why would we not lean more towards that? And you know, when it comes to Top Dollar, we've done some kooky stuff with him that worked. You know, that we're like, okay, this is a little bit too, but we're like, let's try it. And then when it works, we're like, we don't know how it works, we don't know why it works, but it worked, so we don't care.
Are you telling me that Top Dollar has a therapist? Listen, Top Dollar.
Top Dollar has had some phone
Tell me
calls.
about a time that you were bucking a bull or bucking a rider and you just weren't feeling yourself.
You laugh. Top Dollar has had some things done, and hey, it worked, so we're here for it.
We do have someone asking, since we're talking about Top Dollar, is Top Dollar going to be at the Calgary Stampede?
No, I don't think he's going to the Calgary Stampede. So we're primarily PBR. The PBR teams events are about to start. So he may be at a PBR teams event near you. I do not know Top Dollar's schedule, unfortunately. That's up to the PBR, you guys, and the PBR doesn't always let us know what his schedule is.
So we have a question from Kathy Parton. She wants to know, when do you do sessions on Top Dollar? Before events or after, or before or at the event?
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure Katie doesn't do them at the event. I think it's when she's at home, either before the event, before they load him, before they leave, and then following the event.
And you might not know this, but do you know what are the session frequencies and durations?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I do not.
All
But
good,
I can
man.
get back to you.
All good. Marissa, I have some more questions, but do you have anything from the Facebook audience or anybody?
So Jessica Woosley is asking, do you still commentate for the PBR and PBR teams?
Yeah, so that's how, if you watch the keynote, that's actually how I ended up as a bull mother.
Yes.
Is because I did some TV work for the PBR in 2020.
COVID.
And that's part of my journey. Like, that was
Right.
part of the keynote and the story.
Yeah.
Don't confuse the intermission for the finale, right? Like, working for the PBR was like the pinnacle for me. And I thought, how cool is this? Madison Square Garden was my first event. And when that sort of ended, like, the position wasn't there. And so I never, I didn't really work. I haven't worked for them again. But how cool was it to show up at a PBR, like, 3 years
Hi,
later,
this
and they're
is
like,
my
hey,
bull.
what you doing? What are
no.
you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm here with my bull. Yeah, so it was cool.
Like,
It's
are
been
you
fun.
with like TNN? You're like, no, I'm here with my bull.
No, I'm with Top Dollar.
Yeah.
You heard of him?
So yeah, you want to interview me or something? Because no.
No,
I'm
and the
just
PBR has been so supportive, and they love Top Dollar, and it's been awesome.
What's up, Marissa? We got another one?
I have a fun fact. We have one viewer from the UK. His name is Andy.
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 Andy has look, Andy, you have Magnawave on your animal ambulance, don't you? I know he's going to say yes. I've seen pictures of it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and Andy, also, I know you really want to rock, buddy. We are trying to get that CE that we can get for all of Europe, basically, to get you that over there. We can't do it now because it's not illegal, but it's get stopped at customs. I don't want you to spend a bunch of money and then not be able to get your machine. But we are working on that, and even like a little tidbit. Elaine will be going to Europe to help kind of expand some more footprint there. We're talking to people in Belgium, Switzerland, France, Austria, Dubai, Brazil. We're talking to people everywhere. Again, like I was telling you guys the other day, Magnawave and Orwell, we're not just trying to keep what we have. We're trying to grow this because the more people know about this, therapy, this business, what we do, the easier it is for your practitioners to talk more about it. People understand what it is. It becomes a verb. Like, well, we Magnawave Top Dollar. You're like, well, then this other horse had to get Magnawave. So that's where we're going with this, and that's going to happen. But Andy, thank you for being on, and great question, buddy. Cool. So let's talk real quick about building a business in the cowgirl ag space. So you built. First of all, where can people find you?
Yeah,
on your
so
socials.
social is just Court D. Hoff.
Court D. Hoff?
Yep, Court D. Hoff, because my mom spelled my first name right, so I just use Court.
Follow her.
Yes, so Court D. Hoff on all socials, or just CourtneyDHoff.com.
So you built Fancy Lady Cowgirl to like basically a global movement from scratch. Like, what is the one most people in the ag and equine world get wrong when they try to market themselves?
Ooh, that's a great question. When they, honestly, I think the biggest thing that people get wrong when they try to market themselves is they leave out the most important part of building a personal brand, and that's your story. I can't tell you how many times, people will come to me, and even if they're like, I produce and sell these squishy toys, will you help me market my business? And I get on their website and I'm like, okay, I know how you make it.
Right.
I know whatever. Why? What is your story? Who are you? How did you get to the point that you're marketing and you're producing these
Right.
squishy toys? So that's something that I see all the time. And I'm a journalist, so like storytelling has always been super, super close to my heart, and I'm very passionate about it. Your story holds so much power. And if you're like, well, I don't know, like, what is my story? You're most powerfully positioned to serve the person you once were. That's
Right.
what Fancy
Love
Lady
it.
Cowgirl is,
Love it.
right? Like, I just
great.
started sharing the story that I wish that someone had shared with me 15 years ago when I was a young girl, right? Like, cowgirl is a mindset. Anyone can wear a cowboy hat. Anyone's welcome in the agriculture community.
Right.
Like, I just wish someone had said that to me. So share your story.
Yes, and like actually, you just answered my next question. But Courtney's right, guys. Like, if you don't think you have a story, if you live in a rural community, a small community, or you live in a bustling metropolis, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter what you think you're going to do. You have a story for right now, right? And to your point, tell their story because
Yeah.
you got one. And if you're here right now, if you spent money to be on the virtual, if you own a machine, you've done something to kind of move this forward. And you have a story about that. Somewhere, somehow, there's a reason you did it.
Exactly.
And what is that?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then dig into it, lean into it, and develop that story, right?
No,
and then
it's so true.
You can talk to your your potential clients or whatever. Because
Yeah.
people buy it from people.
And lead with that. I had a group of ladies yesterday that came up and were like talking about the keynote, and they're like, "Oh, it was amazing and so inspiring." And they're like, "But we're struggling because we're approaching people and we're explaining to them what the EMF does, and we're explaining what the machine does and what we do, but like they're just not. We can tell they're not quite bought into it." And I said, "Okay, can I give you a piece of advice?" And they're like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." I said, "Don't start with the technology.
Yeah.
Don't start." I said, "If you walk into my barn and you just hit me with the amazing science research facts behind it, like I might be impressed, but also I'm busy and I've got things going on.
Yeah, like,
but if you walk into my barn and you say, hey, I discovered this machine because this machine changed my life because I saw this machine heal a bone fracture, that's the kind of stuff that's going to make me stop and go, okay, I'm listening.
Yeah.
Now tell me, what does it do? So lead with your story first, and then tell me what the machine does.
Love it. I hope you guys heard that, right? Because she's right. So on that note, so a lot of practitioners, and I think you guys will agree, struggle with charging what they're worth or feeling confident about selling a service, right? I mean, and guys, that's one of the hardest things in sales in general is just being able to say, this is how much it costs. And then, not be like, the reason it costs that way is because, no, just say it. But what is your advice for someone who knows their work is valuable but freezes when it's kind of time to ask for the business?
Oh, that's a good question. Here's the thing. I think I have always been I'm going to get my money girl.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, I come from the TV industry, right? So I had to be very cutthroat.
Right.
And I mean, I had to be you almost like you feel like a bully sometimes in the TV industry.
Sure.
But I'm used to having to ask for what I want over and over and over again. So, like, I'm not afraid. Now, at this point in my career, it wasn't always this easy for me to say, hey, like, oh, you want to hire me for a speaking event? Here's my rate.
Right.
You have to be confident in yourself, and you have to be confident in the service that you offer. Here's the thing. You're going to share the price for your service, and some people are going to say, no, thank you. That's fine.
Okay.
You're looking for the right customer.
Exactly.
You don't need 10,000 customers. You need the right customers. Because you know what's going to happen? And I told a group of ladies this downstairs the other day, and they're like, how do we market ourselves up? And I'm like, share your story, do it. I said, what's going to happen is you're going to walk into somebody's barn, you're going to walk into somebody's chiropractic clinic, whatever it is, whether you're working on humans or animals, and they're going to see they're going to see what this is doing, and they're going to see the results.
Right.
And then they're going to go to lunch with their girlfriends, and they're going to tell their girlfriends what they did today. And they're like, you're not going to believe there's this. Word of mouth is so powerful.
Absolutely. It's the
so
biggest thing.
own your worth. Be firm in your price. You don't need to haggle. Now, if you're just starting out, you may have to walk into some barns
flexible.
and say, hey, I'm going to do 5 horses for free for a week. I
Show
want
it.
you to let them see it. Terry Watson, in his keynote, he said they have to see it to believe it.
Absolutely.
Right? So if you need to offer some sessions for free, do it. I used to speak for free, for sure. But now, no more. you build up to that.
Absolutely. That's great. That's great advice.
Yeah.
You guys got that. Speaking to people, you spoke to 65,000 people at the FFA convention in Indianapolis, correct?
Yeah.
So what do you know about, like, let's talk about the FFA. Like, you're again, 5th generation, rancher. What do you know about this audience, the ag community, horse people, rural America? That's where we have a lot of our people. Like, really, let's just say it. What do the rest of the world doesn't understand about them?
Oh.
And I guarantee you everyone back there, listening can answer that question.
Yeah.
But I think they just want to hear your take on that.
And I think every sort of ag person watching will be able to understand. This is not a great answer, but everyone's going to understand it. Ag people are different.
Yes.
Ag people are built different. The values are different. When you shake someone's hand in the agriculture community, it means something, right? Like, that handshake is worth something. You say hello to your neighbors when you pass them, whether it's in the hallway of your high-rise apartment or on your gravel road on your ranch. There's still integrity in the agriculture community. They're kind people. They're hardworking people. And the agriculture community takes care of the agriculture community like nothing I've ever seen. And that's what's so special. Like, cowboys take care of cowboys. Cowgirls take care, farmers take care of farmers. When there's a crisis, it's not the government, it's not the media, it's other agriculture people that come to the rescue.
It's the village.
And I think that is just so unique. And I can really truthfully say that because I left the agriculture industry for a decade.
Right.
I lived in the biggest cities in America and worked in mainstream America and corporate America, and I can tell you, this is something very, very unique and very, very special.
That's awesome. No, those are good words. This is the last question I have, but we'll see, see what you have to say for it.
Oh, okay.
If you had a Magnawave machine and you were building a practitioner business from zero today,
Okay.
what would be the first thing you would do to kind of get your first 10 clients?
Ooh. Oh my God, you didn't tell me you were going to ask this. This is like,
I put her on the spot, guys.
You're kind of putting me on the spot.
And it doesn't have to be a perfect answer because there's no perfect answer
Okay,
here.
if I just got my Magnawave, so I have just been doing the horses in our barn. I've not
Right.
done like any other horses. The problem, which is a very cool problem, in Weatherford, Texas, where we live, in the cutting horse business, I had told Marissa, I was like, I had this idea that like I would come to Magnacon and then maybe I would start a business and I would do this on the side. And we went to the first cutting after we got the show and we were laughing because every single trainer owns a Magnawave machine already, which I think is such a testament, though, to the power of the technology and the PEMF and what you guys are doing. Okay, if I was going to start a business, first of all, you're going to have to put yourself out there, which is something that I am not great at. But I would do exactly what I just talked about. I would go to a show because it would probably be horses for me.
Right.
I'm not going to work on humans, so I'll just give my example.
Sure.
I would go to a show and I would just go aisle to aisle, and I would say, hey, I have 10 slots open today, no charge.
Yes.
No charge. I'd love to work on your horse. I'd love to talk to you about your horse. I'd love for you to see the results. And the nice thing about like a cutting show, sometimes they're 3, 4, 5, 6 days long. So that first day, I'm going to go and I'm going to offer 10 free sessions, right? And I say, hey, show the horse tomorrow, see what you think, see how you feel, see if you notice any difference. They're going to come back.
There you go. Exactly.
Right? And then, then they come back and we can talk price. And when you first start, like, don't be afraid. Like, if I go to that show, I'm going to say, hey, like, I normally charge this, but I'll give you 4 sessions during the show for this bundle rate. Like the beauty about having your own business is you get to make the rules, right? You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to anyone else. You get to make the rules. You get to, and don't be afraid to like be different. Don't be afraid to run the business in a way that no one else is running it. Don't be afraid. I come from the cutting world. Don't be afraid to go to an equestrian. I'm going to look very out of place in my cowboy hat, but the PEMF, the technology, the machine, right? Like it's beneficial for horses of all kinds. It doesn't matter the discipline. So you're going to have to put yourself out there.
Absolutely.
I got my first job in TV. You know how I got my first job in TV?
Tell us.
No agent would represent me. You have to have an agent in TV typically to get a job. No agent would represent me. So that was super helpful. I emailed once a month for 9 months, not like stalker level, but just like a check-in once a month, 9 months.
Hey, hi.
This station, never heard back until the 9th month. And they said, yeah, we have an opening. Can you come in?
There you go.
Don't be afraid
Persistence.
to be persistent.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great, Courtney. So, guys, what a wonderful session, Courtney. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thanks for having me.
We have a couple of minutes left, and we're going to do some questions, and then we're going to give away some stuff. Just hang out for a couple more minutes?
Yeah, I'm here. Cool.
All right. Marissa, do we have any more questions? Nothing really? Okay, I see you guys have already saying, hey, I wrote a book to tell my story. Sheena, that's awesome, man.
Good job.
Love to hear that. Jessica Woolsey, Instagram, all that followed you right away. So
Love
you
it.
got another follower.
Thanks.
Cool. Well, guess what, guys? Let's give something away. So what we have for you during this session is the Aura half mat, which is awesome. If you guys don't have this already, it's great for just putting it behind your back.
I need
you can leave it
one.
on the couch. A lot of people will sit on it for their glutes, their hamstring. If you're a male, for the prostate. We've already talked about the prostate study and how great that's done with the Nova HD. But yes, so this is a great machine, or great attachment rather. The value of it is $1,710, and we are going to give it away for free. Pretty exciting stuff, right? So we're going to run our little wheel here and see what we get.
I love it.
Everybody.
It has been so cool to see the giveaways at Magna. You guys, they're giving even in person too.
Oh,
it's amazing.
We're
I
giving
have
it
yet
all
to
away.
win anything, but I'll bring that up with Marissa.
You won just by being here with me.
Truly, she fought for me and invited me to this, and it's been incredible.
All right, so the winner is Lisa Gardner. Lisa, congratulations.
Good job, Lisa.
This is coming your way. We have your address. We have everything. If you need or have any questions, reach out to us. We got you, though, girl. You got this. You're stoked. I know you are.
I love it, Lisa.
That's awesome. So we're going to get this out to you. Guys, listen, we're going to be back on, I believe, at 1:30, and we're going to have Jessica McCauley, who does a lot of our research and runs a lot of our trials. Again, because we're not just here to sell machines and just say, like, peace out, see you later. We are trying to get better. We have science behind these things. We're doing things to see how we can help more people and give you that research so that you can go out and grow your business. So she'll be on at 1:30. We'll have another awesome giveaway at that point. And then after 1:30, we're at 2:45, and then 4 to wrap up with Elaine. But Courtney, again, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you so much
me.
for the time.
Yeah.
I hope I did some justice to your journalism by asking these
No,
questions.
you were amazing. You were so great. This is so fun.
So first time doing that. But guys, we'll see you at 1:30. Thank you so much. Cheers.